everyone. Welcome to this video. I want to thank you for coming to my video. But first, I want to give honor, glory, and praise to my Creator, my Father in heaven, and my Redeemer. All the honor, glory, and praise. But what I want to do here is this little video. I've seen something here that people really need to know, the Christian world, because they're being deceived, and it's just they're not understanding, they're not praying for discernment, I guess, or something, and I just want to help them. But people don't like your help sometimes. But anyway, I want to read this right here. And in the latter, Daniel 8:23, in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. Now, we're going to see kind of what that means in the Greek, because you need to realize that you'll never really understand the Bible till you know what the real words were, and what they mean, Greek or Hebrew. But anyway, what I was going to do, y'all probably seen somebody making videos about this, the slap heard round the world. This is old Chris Rock and old Will Smith. I don't watch TV anymore, but when I seen this, I thought, I'm going to show you how they use these evil rulers. They know how to talk and understand with letters missing off of a word and numbers reversed and all that kind of stuff. Mirrors, reflections, mirrors. They do it both ways. Like the Hebrew language is read from right to left, and the English is from left to right. But all right, I'm going to read this here. Possibly the most recent thing on this list, as well as one of the most insane. Christ Rock, host of the 2021 Oscars, where this happened, made a somewhat off-color joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada. So Will climbed up on the stage and slapped him in the face. After that, all of Chris Rock's comedy shows on his tour sold out. But here's how this was mean to slap Christ, the Rock. That's what they do. These people are evil, the Hollywood and all. That's their dark sentence. This is how you read that stuff. That was all about that. But then when you go up, I noticed one right up above that. Miss Universe 2015. Now I remember when this happened. Steve Harvey hosted the 2015 Miss Universe contest, and that year led to one of the biggest blunders in the competition's history. Harvey crowned Miss Columbia the winner of the competition. However, it turns out the real winner was Miss Philippines. The sash and crown had to be taken away from her as she was crying and given to the real winner. Now, y'all know all this stuff about the corona and all this kind of stuff we've been hearing about lately. It's a ritual. The whole thing is a ritual. Just like in Mena, Arkansas, when they done the Iran-Contra fire, it was a ritual. But I'm going to look into this a little bit right here, because I remember Donald Trump owning Miss USA, Miss Universe there for a while, but I'm going to read over here. Okay, location. Donald Trump made a speech on June 16th. Well, let me go down here. On September the 11th, 2015, this is 3 days after my birthday, but anyway, go in here and see if anything else makes any sense. Donald Trump purchased the stake of NBC Universal and Miss Universe, making him the sole owner of the Miss Universe organization. After 3 days on September 14th, 2015, 3 days, like Jesus Christ rose 3 days. So see, this is part of Donald Trump making a dark sentence, a riddle, a ritual. Because we're going to go see what all this kind of, how it becomes a ritual. But Donald Trump on that, he always, every time I watch that, if I watch some skit on the news or something about that Miss USA or Miss Donald Trump comes walking down there with two women, with his arms around two women and stuff like that, I'm just thinking, really? you know. Uh, but there's a lot more to it than that. Um, let's see. What Columbia? The name Columbia. Now this is where the name come from. The name Columbia is derived from the last name of the Italian navigator Christopher Columbus. That's what they named the country after. Matter of fact, it used to be the United States of Colombia. It says right down here, United States of Colombia. But, all right, you see the name Christ, Christopher. This was actually my grandfather and probably Donald Trump's too. I ain't for so sure about Donald Trump. I know he's in both my family bloodlines, my mom's and my dad's. But this is a dark sentence. This is a dark ritual, a dark ritual is what it is. But this is how you read their dark sentences to understand their witchcraft. You know, I mean, they're all witches. I don't care. They were all actors from Ronald Reagan on to now to Donald Trump, Joe Biden. He's the same thing. But say Donald Trump's name is his dad's name is Fred Christ Trump, but that name used to be Christopher. They shortened it because they're my family too, my bloodline too. It's those Christophers. And but Columbus, I had a grandfather named Cleveland Columbus Lau. Well, that Columbus was because it was his mother's family's maiden name. They try to keep the, you know, they try to keep the names of both bloodlines in one person. Like if it's a man, they try to keep the mother's name in the family name in there too, like Columbus. So that's where this is coming from. Donald Trump knows there's he's in a bloodline that's the double-headed eagle. Really, you know, that's what that means. It means y'all seen that double-headed eagle for Mona Lisa? Okay, that's, I mean, their family crest. But what that is, after doing much research, that I believe that it's half angel or part angel and the other half man. Two seeds to come together to make a half angel and half human. Okay, that's what I believe it is. And if you research it out, I think you'd start seeing that. You know, you would start seeing that. That's why they use the double-headed thing, because it's got two seeds. Matter of fact, I think it goes back to where God told the serpent, said, the seed of the woman will crush your head and you will bruise his heel. Because something happened that Satan had a seed and involved in humans. But anyway, Donald Trump, this was all on a bloodline of this Christopher Columbus right here. This spell, Christ. Because if you close this, just Christ is in that Christ. Just like you go back to Chris Rock, that's how they read a dark sentence. Chris the Rock Christ, you know. But when you start seeing these things, you start learning how they operate. Because they got a spell on me. They cast spells on me, and I've seen them firsthand. Me and my wife, them casting a spell on us. One night we was camping down at the river, and they come down there, some people drove down there and cast a spell on us, and I didn't know what they done until about the last 10, this is about 15 years ago when this happened. They come down and built a little fire, went across the water, and I heard them down there chanting. We was camping in the tent, me and my wife, and they come down there, they drove down there in a long car. I don't know how the car made it down there because it couldn't get through this dip. My pickup was a short wheelbase pickup, and my bumper would drag a little bit when I'd go through this little creek-like thing. Well, about 2 or 3 in the morning, here comes this car pulling down there. And I looked out there, and it looked like a long Galaxy, Ford Galaxy or something like that. And I thought, how in the world did that car get through that dip? It ain't no way that car got through that dip. But it got here. But when the guy got out, he had it was dark, but there was some moonlight. I could see enough that he had a long overcoat on, and he kind of looked a little Sherlock Holmes hat. And the girl got out, and I couldn't really tell much about her. It just looked like a girl to me because she's kind of a bit smaller than the guy with the long black overcoat on. Well, I had a pistol in my tent, you know, because we was down there by ourselves. Well, um, we waited there around there a few minutes, and they had to walk down through the woods a little bit and get to the river. And you could cross the river right there, about ankle deep water, and go to a big old gravel bar on the other side of the water. So um, they had apparently crossed the river. But after they got down there, we started hearing something like they were singing or chanting or something. And I thought, well, maybe they're drunk or something, Kim. We didn't. It wasn't too far from our house. So I told my wife, I said, let's just we better go home. I don't want to end up having to kill somebody or shoot somebody down here, because I don't know what they're up to. And we just left our tent and everything there. And went home. Well, next morning I went down there to get the tent and stuff, and I walked down there to see what they were doing, or see if I could tell, if I could see what they were, what they were up to. Well, I seen a little black spot on the rocks over there, so I waded across the river and went over and looked. Well, they had some bones, looked like little animal bones, and some paper and some sticks where they had made a little fire. And that's what they were doing. They were down there casting a spell, because anytime you see something with a fire with some bones in it, they're making a spell. But that's what they were doing. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to this Columbus. That's what this was all about. Donald Trump's dark sentences. He knows how to read dark sentences, y'all. I'm telling you, I still believe he's the AC, because he speaks great things. And if you go study this Daniel out, hey, Logic Before Authority's got a good video he done yesterday on Daniel, reading the book of Daniel, some of the things about the horn, because Trump means trumpet. Horn. A horn is a trumpet. That's what this is talking about. The little horn of the 10 kings and all this. Well, a president is really a king, because he's a king of the country. He's a president of the country. They mean the same thing. So Donald Trump was a king, and he knows the Bible better than we do, really, because they've studied it. He's kind of he's a man of everything. He's a Kabbalist. He wears a little Jewish hat and prays at the Western Wall. He quotes poetry, this snake poem. He's the father of the vax. He's made these claims. I mean, many things, many things. He speaks great things, because everything's always fantastic, or you'll get tired of winning. We're winning. We'll always win. Make America great again. When you read it backwards, it means a witchcraft spell, or a coven or something like that. A witchcraft coven, I think, is what it is. But that's what dark sentences mean, of how they read them, how they use them against us. All of Hollywood, all the presidents lately, from Ronald Reagan on, probably Richard Nixon too, was probably of that. Because if they come from Yale University, that Skull and Bones, they were witches. I mean, they were learning witchcraft. But I don't think all y'all coming to my video. I just thought that was kind of interesting, that dark sentences. I didn't really read what that meant. Let me read what that dark sentences, what that says in the Greek. All right. This is I took to the Greek. I clicked on the tools. Daniel 8 and 23. And understanding dark sentences shall stand up. Donald Trump's coming back to be president. A king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences. The word is Hada or Hada, something like that. I'm going to click on it and see what it means, what the biblical outline of it is. There's the word Hada right there. Riddle, dark sayings, hard questions, dark sentence, proverb, dark speech. Here's the outline of biblical usage. Riddle, difficult question, parable, enigmatic saying or question, perplexing saying or question. Riddle, perplexing questions, double dealing. Now, one of the Bible scriptures says Donald Trump had a book, The Art of the Deal, so he's a dealer. It comes from H2330, a puzzle, hence a trick, a conundrum, Sentence, dark saying, sentence, hard question, proverb, riddle. Let me see if there's anything else if there's anything else in there I was going to read. A dark utterance, obscure utterance of something put indirectly and needing interpretation. See, they know how to interpret these things that they do because they know how to read, like Chris Rock. If there's a letter missing, they go ahead and speak that letter, because it's that's part of the understanding dark sentences, dark words is like Chris the Rock Christ. That's what that thing was. He got slapped, and he heard Christ got slapped, and it was heard all the way around the world. And I really believe that's what they were doing. That's what happened. That was a ritual against Christ the Rock, just like um, the Miss Universe pageant that they had to take the crown away from Miss Columbia, the bloodline of Christopher Columbus, because Christopher Columbus, he saved a lot of Jewish people in the Spanish Inquisition. He brought many, many people to the United States. He didn't really discover America. A guy named Madoc D. Griffiths when it discovered America first, but 300 years before Columbus. But that's beside the point. They went ahead and made their laws. They got enough people over here, and they made new laws and stuff, and turned it over to Christopher Columbus discovered it. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, it's from the bloodline, the crown of somebody. Because y'all think about it, Christopher Columbus made many trips over here, bringing the Jewish people over here to the New World. He made many trips over here, and I can't say whether he is a real Christian, Christ follower or not, but God was with him to travel that sea that many times. God had to be with that man and watching over him. He was protected. Those ships were protected because there's storms and stuff comes up all the time out there. If you back then they didn't have the equipment to detect, storms like we do now. And I've been on that water, that ocean water, when that water would go up higher than the boat, and it was just going up and down. Me and my wife and kids on a boat one time when we went on vacation, and right then I just seen right quick how easy it would be to turn that big boat over we was on, and because you'd be looking up at the waves, the boat would sink down. So Christopher Columbus had God with him, whether he was a Christian or not. I can't, didn't know the guy's heart, but he was my grandfather, my great grandfather. Probably 5, 6 generations, 7 generations ago, Christopher Columbus was my grandfather. And that's why I'm saying I'm going to do another video here, hopefully in a few days, that I've made the comment that I'm the Elijah spirit that God said he was going to send to this earth. And I was handed the reality. I accepted the reality I was handed to me. I come in and was raised up in a Christian church, was told I was a Gentile all this time when I'm full-blood Hebrew. And I've got on my genealogies, I've posted them on YouTube so everybody can see them. I'm from the bloodline of Levi, Zadok, Zerubbabel. That's my bloodline. But anyway, I'm gonna go in that in detail a little bit further on a video. I'm gonna try to do a comprehensive video of why that I've made that comment. When I've made that statement, because when you heard the saying, that you know that you know. There's a lot of people out there that thinks they're Elijah, and maybe they are. Nothing's impossible with God, maybe they are. I really hope they are. To be honest with you, I hope they are. And I can't say whether it's true or not. Some of them are not. I know that, but some of them, there's a few guys out there that is a possibility. Like that Nick Vanderlane, I think he's probably he's somebody. He's about the only one I really know that that I would think he's somebody, because he gets down, he searches for the truth. And another guy, George Chung, is another one that searches for the real truth. You know, they dig into the scripture, every word. They search out every word and every matter, you know. And but I'm gonna try to get around to doing that video for long. I tell y'all what, this sun is sending off some. They're called CMEs. It's the awakening of the 144,000. It's the awakening of God's people here at the end. God says He's going to send a sun, S-U-N, of righteousness, with healing in His wings, and at the end of time to wake everybody up, to wake the 144,000, the 12 tribes of Israel up. So, and when those CMEs and those mass coronal ejections come down, my ears go to ringing like, I mean, it's just almost unbearable. But my ears have rang for over about 20 or 25 years now. But that's their cells of light. I mean, they're energized. There's something in them that, because they go through a human being, these cells that's coming from the sun. You know, you get vitamin D and other things from the sun, so there's something. That's one reason you can tell we're close to the end of time, because if you watch, there's some guys on the YouTube that watches these. You know, they do little studies on them and report on them every day or every other day. The Schumann resonance and the other things, mass coronal ejections. You know, I don't know. I just know that when they get on there and they tell that the CME is headed to the earth, my ears go to ringing when it really happens, you know, and it's been a lot lately. So, but I'm going to end this video. Thank y'all for coming. I hope everyone has a great day.